So the idea behind the thermal resistance is that it's just the same with how you construct your electrical circuits, di ba? Sa mga electrical circuits, meron tayong resistance din, may it be in parallel connection or in series connection. Same concept siya with our heat transfer. And uh, sa pag-quantify ng thermal resistance natin, this is equal to your resistance is equal to your uh, temperature, the driving potential. The driving potential is our change in temperature. Let's say that's the surface temperature 1 minus surface temperature 2 all over our heat rate. Let's say heat rate, Qx. Yan, Q. So this is our general formula when we talk about thermal resistance. So kung ang ating Q, yung heat rate natin, kung itong Q natin is in terms of conduction, if in terms of conduction, then this will be Ts1 minus Ts2 all over. Anong formula natin ng Q? That's negative K delta T. So let's say yung delta T natin is uh, oops, Ts1. So this is K Ts1 minus Ts2 over L. This is our uh, heat rate formula, di ba? So cancel to cancel. So ating thermal resistance when we talk about conduction is L over K. So yan na po ang formula natin. L over K A. Sorry, may A pa dito, K A to. Kasi we're talking about heat rate. Heat rate K A delta T over L. So yan. Ito ang formula natin ng thermal resistance kapag uh, conduction. Then pagdating kapag naman convection, the same Ts1 minus Ts2 over HA Ts1 minus Ts2. So cancel to cancel. That will be 1 over H times area. Yan sa ating conduction. Then kapag radiation naman, ganun pa rin, Ts1 minus Ts2 over our emissivity factor times Stefan-Boltzmann constant times area times Ts1 to the fourth minus Ts2 to the fourth. Yan. So, since itong nasa baba is TS to the fourth, hindi tayo pwede mag-cancel out dyan. What we can do is, kung mapapansin yun, magiging 1 over HRA yan. Kasi, we can simplify this in terms of radiation heat transfer coefficient. Ito. At saka, yung parameter nito para lang ma-cancel out natin ang TS1 minus TS. Yan, ganito kasi yan, TS1 minus TS2. Yeah. We can express the formula for radiation as H sub R A TS1 minus TS2. So makakancel to. Kaya siya magiging 1 over HR A. This formula, ito formula to, is also a formula of radiation. This is a simplified formula lang. Ibig sabihin, kapag ang gusto natin is temperature change lang, pwede ito gamitin natin formula. So pag ganito yung formula natin, hindi natin i-consider itong emissivity factor at saka sigma. Hindi natin siya i-consider na ganyan yung formula. This is applicable, itong formula to applicable kung meron tayo na radiation heat transfer coefficient. Pag binigay ang radiation heat transfer coefficient, then we can use this formula. But then, yun nga, pag radiation, yung thermal resistance natin is 1 over HRA. Tandaan to, this is for conduction, L over Ka. For convection, for thermal resistance. For radiation. So, yan yung mga formula. Again, this is in terms of heat rate. Heat rate. Pero pag heat flux yan, pag heat flux yung ginamit natin dito, heat flux, yan, then we will cancel this areas. Hindi natin i-consider yung area kasi heat flux na siya per unit area. Di-divide natin lahat ng area so maka-cancel out siya. Yun, I hope you're getting the point doon. So yan, tandaan yan, yan yung thermal resistance natin. So paano natin siya ina-analyze? Let's say meron tayong plain wall. Kapag plain wall, let's say meron tayong plain wall. Na ito yung surface temperature 1, yung surface temperature 2. Since yan, mas mataas yung nasa left side, then yung heat flow natin is going here. Ito yung ating heat rate. Or yung heat flow natin, Q. So, paano natin siya gagawa ng thermal circuit? Need kasi natin ma-establish yung thermal circuit. So, let's say meron dito sa left side na air, may air tayo dyan, tapos sa right side may air din. This is your air. Exposed tayo sa air or sa fluid, both sides. So, paano tayo magagawa ng thermal circuit dyan? Then, syempre, itong air pala, sorry, may ambient temperature yan. May T infinity, T infinity. So, paano tayo magsosolve ng heat, paano tayo magsosolve ng Q dito, ng anong ating heat rate, ng ating heat rate Q. Itong Q, paano natin siya isosolve? So, from this formula, we can say that Q is equal to TS1 minus TS2 all over your R. Yan yung formula natin kasi mula siya dito, mula yan dito. Yan yung formula natin. So, paano natin siya i-solve? Ang tinutukoy nating TS1 minus TS2 dito is yung pinakaunang temperature at yung pinakadulo. So, we can say, let's say this is 1, ambient 1 and ambient 2. So, ito, kung ano yung pinakauna from the left, so that's infinity 1, ambient 1 minus ambient 2 all over lahat ng resistance. So, paano natin siya ulit gagawin? Alam natin na merong Q. So, isulat natin dito yung Q. Meron tayong Q dito. Papunta dyan yung Q natin. Saan siya magmumula? Magmumula siya sa ambient temperature 1. Kasi yan yung pinakauna nating point. Ambient temperature 1. Ito. Ano yung mode of heat transfer papuntang temperature 2? That is convection. Kasi air papuntang solid surface. Surface 1 pala, sorry. Papuntang surface, we have convection. So, pag convection, ang resistance natin ay 1 over HA. So, let's say, this is 1 over H sub 1 A. Then, pupunta siya ng temperature at surface 1. Ngayon, temperature surface 1 pupunta temperature surface 2, conduction. So, lagay tayo ng resistance dito, conduction siya, so that's L over K. Then, TS2. Then, ang sunod na temperature after ni TS2 is yung ambient 2. So, ano yung mode of heat transfer between them? That's convection. So, ito ay 1 over H sub 2A. Then, T infinity 2. Yeah. So, that is how you do a thermal circuit. Again, isa-isahin nyo yung kada mode of heat transfer. Again, from infinity 1 papuntang TS1, meron tayong convection, kaya may 1 over H1A na resistance. TS1 minus TS2, that's solid surface, so conduction, heat transfer yan. Then, TS2 hanggang T ambient 2, that is 1 over H2A. Kasi siya ay convection. Ayun. So, that is how you do thermal circuits. Again, i-analyze mo lang siya per mode of heat transfer na nag-occur sa system. So, saglit lang. Yan. So, may tanong ba kayo? May tanong, sorry. Ayun, yung R natin pala dito sa formula, that will be, since ito ay series, Series connection siya. If you can remember, di ba pag series, pag series yung resistances natin, pag series, you will just add R1 plus R2 plus R3. So in this case, R1 natin is 1 over H1A plus L over K plus 1 over H2A. So yan, total resistance yan. Again, kasi this is in series, connected in series. Kaya pinag-a-add natin yung thermal resistance sa ilalim. So this is your formula for heat rate kapag when in terms of thermal resistance. Yan. Pero guys, kapag kayo ay mag-analyze lang, let's say i-analyze natin itong part na to, like surface lang, pwede naman. Itong thermal resistance natin, this is just another way of solving, this is just another way of solving uh, heat transfer. Kasi kung mapapansin nyo, pag nag-energy balance at energy in at energy out tayo, pareho lang yan ang lalabas na sagot. We can say that kung mag-evaluate tayo dyan, that will just be, kunwari, itong part lang na to, itong surface lang na to yung i-evaluate natin, then that would be equal to your Q equals T infinity 1 minus TS1 over 1 over H1A. Equal lang yan. Again, it depends kung paano, ayan ay parang yung surface yan ng ating thermal circuit. Surface yan ng ating wall. So, pwede mo siyang i-analyze per surface. So, kung ang gusto mong i-analyze naman ay TS1 minus TS2, yung part na yan. So, that is just equal TS1 minus TS2 over L over K. Yan. A. Kung gusto mo itong part na to ay analyze mo, that's equal to TS2 minus T infinity 2 over 1 over H2A. Yeah. So, equal lang yan. Again, it depends kung saang surface kayo mag-evaluate. Mag-equal lang yan. Pero, just to be safe, you can evaluate it as a whole. Yung buong ito. Yung buong yan. Yan. Itong buong yan. And yan nga, yung buong yan is ito. Ito yung equation niya. 1 over H1A plus L over KA plus H2A. Yan. So, may tanong kayo dito sa thermal resistance. Again, Bob, ang ginagawa lang dito is binabaybay mo lang lahat ng mode of heat transfer from left to right. Kung siya ay X direction, babaybayin mo lang yan, then gagawin mo lang siya as a thermal circuit. Then, yun. Ganyan mo, from the leftmost going to the rightmost sa temperature, yun yung i-consider natin for our equation. Yun. So, may tanong ba kayo dito? May tanong kayo? Nagets nyo ba? May tanong kayo regarding thermal resistance? This is for a plain wall lang. Plain wall pa lang to. May tanong kayo?
Wala pa naman po.
Sige. So let's move with the composite wall. Kapag composite wall naman, ibig sabihin, pag sinabi natin composite wall, this is a series of walls. Let's say, ito, let's say may tatlo tayong materials ng wall. Tapos ito air to, expose sa air din tong kabila. Then yung heat flow natin is papunta dito, Q. Then let's say ito ay temperature mo ng surface 1, then ito ay temperature 2, temperature 3, tapos surface mo, temperature ng surface 4, ito ay ambient 2, itong kabila ambient 1, itong surface na kabila. So yan, kapag ganyan, still, since marami lang siyang wall, so the same lang yung ating concept dyan. That's Q equals, ano yung pinaka-upper left, yung pinaka-left natin, that's your ambient temperature 1 minus ambient temperature 2 all over ano yung mga, ano yung total resistance natin. So pag inanalyze natin yan, i-drawing natin, so merong Q tayo, again, may Q tayo dito. Nagsimula tayo sa ambient 1. Ambient 1 papuntang surface 1, meron tayong convection. This is 1 over H1A. Punta ka tayo sa TS1. Si TS1 papuntang T2, that's a solid surface, so that's conduction naman. That's L over K. Let's say this is your wall A, wall B, wall C. So L, length ni A over thermal conductivity ni A. Then puntan tayong TS2. Then next ay, sorry, that's T2 lang. T2. Then, si T2 papuntang T3, siya ay conduction ulit. So that's LB over KB. Punta kay T3. Tapos si T3 papuntang TS4, conduction pa din. So that's LC over KC. Puntang TS4. Then si TS4 papuntang ambient, that is your convection 1 over H2A. T infinity. Yan. So since siya ay series lang din, magkakasunod, connected in series lang. So i-add lang ulit natin yung total resistance. So we have 1 over H1A plus LA over KA plus LB over KB plus LC over KC plus 1 over H2A. So yan. Same concept lang siya. Again, dumami lang yung wall. Connected in series pa rin. So, ganyan yung heat transfer natin when we solve for heat transfer. Yan. And then, paano kapag merong parallel walls? Let's say you sorry. Yes po. Sino yung nag-raise ng hand? Yes po.
Sir, may tanong lang po ako. Gawa po sir dun po sa
Sige lang.
part di ba po sir dun sa T infinity 1 ang po
Sorry. Hindi ko maintindihan, Choppy.
Hello, ano po sir?
Sige, go.
Di ba sir yung TS infinity 1 po from TS convection from solid wall.
Wait lang, sorry. Sa akin lang ba nagpuputol-putol? Ganun pa kabagal yung net ko. Hindi ko, pwedeng pa-type na lang. Hindi ko talaga siya marinig. Sa akin lang ba putol-putol?
Sa amin din po, sir.
Yun. Hindi ko maintindihan yung tanong, sorry. Pwede pa-type muna. I'll give you a minute. Sorry. I-multiply natin to ng area kasi siya ay heat rate pala. Sorry, thank you. Yeah. I-multiply natin ng area yan. Kasi heat rate yung kino-consider natin. Yes, thank you. I-multiply natin to ng area. Thank you. Ayun, sino pang may tanong? Thank you. Sino pang may tanong? Wala na may tanong. Sige, let's proceed. Paano naman, sir, kapag yung walls natin ay may parallel wall tayo. Kasi dito, series of walls lang yan. Series lang, magkakadikit. So, paano kapag may parallel wall? Let's say, E, F, G, H. Yan, kung mapapansin nyo, parallel si wall F at si wall G. Di ba? So, para natin isa-solve yan. Let's say, yung pag, sabi dyan, pag yung case A na drawing dyan, na thermal circuit, that is assumed that the surfaces normal to X are isothermal. Ibig sabihin, yung temperature natin dito sa part na to, ito, at dito sa baba, ay constant, isothermal. Iso, sabihin isa lang, pag thermal, sabihin equal, constant yung temperature dyan. So, ibig sabihin, kung constant yung temperature dyan, yung ating temperature gradient, nagbabago lang siya in X direction. So, nandyan yung QX natin. So, kapag ganun, in that case, isothermal to, equal ang temperature dito sa side na to at dito sa taas. So, again, heat flow natin is in X direction lang. So, that is QX equals, let's say, i-analyze lang natin siya na wala, ito ay walang air dito, wala. Let's say, conduction lang yung meron. So, we have QX equals, let's say itong this is your temperature 1, then ito temperature 2. Let's say ganyan, temperature 1 and temperature 2. So T1 minus T2 over, so that's LE over K, LE over KEA. Ito yan, ito hanggang dito, plus si F at si G, di ba? Siya ay parallel. Sorry, i-drawing muna ulit natin. I-drawing natin. Let's have QA, QX. We have T1, tapos papunta dito sa point na to, let's say that's yung conduction LE over KE, A. Then, since parallel sila, ito, parallel. So, this is LF, KG, KFA. Tapos, nasa baba, si LG. Yan, LG over KGA. Kasi parallel sila, di ba? Then, your LH over KHA. Then, punta tayo kay T2. Yan, di ba? Ganyan yung itsura niyan. So, ang gagawin natin dito, isi-simplify natin tong circuit. Kailangan natin i-simplify yung circuit. So, itong part ng parallel, kukuhanin natin yung equivalent resistance niyan. Since siya ay parallel siya. So, ang formula natin pag parallel, that is 1 over equivalent resistance equals 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2 and so on and so forth. Yan. So, ang mangyayari, pag sinulat natin sa equation, this would be equal to R equivalent plus, series naman siya ulit. So, ito ay LH over KHA. Yan. Ito yung ating formula kapag may parallel, pag may parallel tayong wall. Ibig sabihin, hahanapin itong part na to, itong part na yan, since parallel siya, kukuhanin mo si R equivalent. Ang R equivalent, 1 over R equivalent is equal to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2. Yan, makukuha mo si R equivalent. Pag nakuha mo si R equivalent, ang magiging itsura na ng circuit mo is T1, tapos ito ay magiging LE over KE, A. Tapos, R equivalent na lang to. R equivalent, tapos LG, LH, over KH A T2. Yan. So, pag ganyan na, series na siya. Kaya, kaya, ito na yung formula natin. Yan. Kaya yan yung formula natin. Kasi, again, excuse me, kaya, siya ay naging series circuit na. Naging series circuit na siya. So, pinag-add na lang natin yung circuits. So, yan. Again, you need to simplify it kapag may parallel. Kukuhanin mo yung R equivalent. Pag nakuha mo yung R equivalent, then yun yung isa-substitute mo dito. Then, magiging series na siya. So, yan. Ganyan po kapag may parallel parallel walls. Yan. So, may tanong ba? May tanong? Tanong? Walang may tanong?
Wala pa naman po, sir.
Sige. And guys, itong thermal resistance natin, this is just another way of solving heat rate. Tandaan nyo, another way lang yan. Kasi if you come to think of it, ito, di ba pag ito sinimplify mo, this is just conduction. Sorry, balik tayo dito. Ito, just a convection. Kapag nag-analyze ka dito, convection lang yan. Then ito, Ka delta T over L lang din naman ito. May nag-add-add lang natin para nangyayari lang dyan. That is Q convection plus Q conduction plus Q conduction plus Q convection. Ito din yung format na yan. It's just that naka-express lang yan in terms of resistance. Binaliktad lang natin, nireciprocal lang natin. Di ba pag ito, tinaas natin, ito nasa denominator ng denominator, so pwede siyang pumunta dito sa taas. Magiging HA delta T lang ulit siya, that is your convection. So pareho lang siya. So dapat napapansin nyo yun. Equal lang siya, pareho lang. Ito lang, itong dinidiscuss natin, this is just in terms of thermal resistance kasi there are certain problems na ang hinahanap ay thermal resistance. Ayun. And then we also have this parameter which is U. This is our overall heat transfer coefficient. Yeah. So, ang overall heat transfer coefficient naman, this is just equal to your reciprocal ng resistance. Again, your overall heat transfer coefficient is the reciprocal of your resistance. So, kung mapapansin nyo, kung ang formula natin ay Qx equals TS1 minus TS2 over resistance. We're in your resistance is in terms of pag sinolve mo yung resistance, let's say, kakuha tayo ng isa dito, itong LE over K, o yung L over K, di ba, ang L natin is in terms of meter, tapos ang K is watt per meter Kelvin, times your area is square meter, so ito tataas, magiging square meter, cancel, unit yan is Kelvin per watts. Kelvin per watts yan. Kapag in terms of heat rate, ito heat rate. Pero pag in terms of heat flux, then magiging unit yan is square meter Kelvin per watts. Yun yung unit niya. Nakalisiprocal lang yung conductivity, ganyan. Yung coefficient pala, nakalisiprocal lang yan in terms of unit area. So, kung ito ang unit natin for resistance, again, resistance natin, ang overall heat transfer coefficient natin is 1 over R. Ito yan, di ba? Pwede tayo maglagay ng 1 dito. So, ito, 1 over R. So, we can express, kung yun ay 1 over R, we can express that our Q is UA delta T. Wherein ito yung delta T mo, ito yung delta T mo, yan, ito. 1 over R is your resistance, U, times the area. So ang U, unit ng U naman is, ang unit ng U is watt per square meter Kelvin times square meter times Kelvin. So cancel, cancel, cancel. Heat rate natin is the watts. Yan. So tama yung unit natin. Again, ang heat transfer coefficient is in terms of watt per square meter Kelvin. Reciprocal nito. Reciprocal nito. Again, yan ay kapag heat rate yung hinahanap. Heat rate. QX. Pero pag heat flux, siyempre, tatanggalin ko tong area, unit niyan is watt per square meter. Kasi heat flux. Yun. So, yun yung concept about a thermal resistance. So, let's have an example. Let's have an example. Look at your book on page 34. Page 34. The wall of a building is a composite wall. It's a composite wall consisting of a 100 millimeter layer of common brick. Let's say ito yun. So let's have start na agad tayo ng schematic diagram para mabilis. But again, sa problem set nyo and sa quiz, known and find, uunahin. Pero dito again, for the sake of discussion, schematic na tayo. We have the wall of a building is a composite consisting of a 100 millimeter layer of common brick. So this is common brick. Let's assign this as letter B. So meron yung thermal conductivity ng common brick. 100 meters. Sorry, 100 millimeters. Then meron daw 100 millimeters of glass fiber. Which is 100 millimeter na glass fiber. Let's assign that as KF, glass fiber. Then 10 millimeter layer of gypsum plaster. So this is 10 millimeters. Gypsum plaster, let's say, thermal conductivity ng gypsum, Kg. Tapos 6 millimeters. 6 millimeters na pine panel. So that's KP. Pine panel. If the inside convection coefficient is 10 watts per square meter, let's say, yung inside na tinutukoy, ito yung loob ng room, loob ng building, 10 watts per square meter, meron daw H dyan. Yung outside, yung exposed sa environment na kabila is HO equal 70 watts per square 70 watts per square meter Kelvin. Ang tinatanong ay ano daw ang ating total resistance at ano ang heat transfer coefficient. So, anong gagawin natin? So, yan na yung schematic diagram natin. So, yung Q natin papunta dito. And since hindi naman hinahanap ang Q, ang hinahanap lang ay thermal resistance, isolve natin ang thermal resistance. Drawing tayo ng circuit. So, let's say nandito yung Q. Wala naman tayong temperature na need i-consider. Let's say, kasi hindi naman tayo magsasolve ng temperature, walang binigay. So, ano yung unang resistance? Ano yung from the outside, we have yung convection, that's 1 over HO. Convection papunta dito sa part na to, yan. Then, one over HOA. Meron ba tayong area? May binigay pa tayong normal area? Wala. Wala. So, ibig sabihin, ang hinahanap natin dito ay R flux. R flux. So, we can delete area dito. 1 over HO na lang. 1 over HO. Kasi again, walang binigay na area. Walang binigay na dimensions. Thickness lang yung binigay. So, that's 1 over HO. Then, from this point, papunta dito sa point na to, that is conduction. So, that's LB, yung length ng brick over KB. The next ay conduction pa rin ni fiber, ni glass fiber. Then, si gypsum, LG over KG. Then, si pine plaster, pine pine panel. So that's LP over KP. Then from this surface, papunta ng air or exposed sa air, meron tayong resistance na convection 1 over H sub O. Sorry, HI na to inside. Yeah, then this is your final temperature. So yan, so since series lang naman siya, sa substitute lang natin 1 over HO plus LB over KB plus LF over KF plus LG over KG plus LP over KP plus 1 over HI. Yan, ano yung kulang natin? Hindi tayo dumaan ng properties. Hindi natin alam yung properties. Hindi tayo nagtingin sa table ng properties. Ano yung mga properties na need natin i-consider? We have K, ito, K ni common brick, ni ni glass fiber, ni gypsum plaster, saka ni pine panel. Pakihanap ng thermal conductivities ng mga to. Ni common brick. Ano ang thermal conductivity ni common brick? Pakihanap. Properties.
0.72 po.
Watt per meter Kelvin. Table. Table ano to? 8.3. How about si gypsum? Si glass fiber. Tandaan, tingnan nyo ha. Glass fiber na paper face na may density daw na 28 kg per cubic meter. Sorry. 0.
0.46 po.
0.46 ang glass fiber. Confirm nga, nakuha ba ng lahat yon? 0.46?
Table 83 po. Table 80.
Sige. 0.0. Ulit nga, anong sabi mong value? 0. 0.
0.46 po.
Paki-double check kung 0.046. Feel ko hindi siya 0.46.
0.038 po.
That's 0.038. Kasi, sinabi sa tanong, ang glass fiber natin ay paper-faced 28 kg per cubic meter. Ano yung density na 28 kg per cubic meter? That's 0.038 paper-faced glass fiber. Paki-double check. Nakita? That's 0.038 hindi 0.046. Kasi yung 0.046 ay for density na 16 kg per cubic meter. Be careful. Yan. How about gypsum plaster? Sinabi sa tanong,
0.7.
gypsum plaster na vermiculite. 0.
0.17.
17? Paki-double check. Gypsum,
0.5 po.
that's 0.25 watt per meter Kelvin. Guys, sinabi din sa tanong the gypsum plaster na vermiculite. Tingnan nyo doon sa plastering materials, gypsum plaster vermiculite ay 0.25. Table A3. Then, ang pine plaster, pakihanap ng pine plaster, let's assume that that is yellow pine. Yellow pine, pahanap ng yellow pine. Ano yun? Ano?
0.15 pa.
0.15
15 po.
watt per meter Kelvin. Table A point 3. Yan. So, substitute lang natin sa formula natin na na-derive kanina ito. Substitute lang natin. Again, naka-flux yan. Naka-double prime kasi wala tayong area. Dinivide natin lahat ng area. So, yan. Paki-substitute. Again. 1 over H sub 0 is H sub 0 natin is 70 watts per square meter Kelvin plus length ng brick is 0.1 m over 0.72 watt per square meter Kelvin plus 0.1 meter over 0.038 watt per meter Kelvin plus 0.20 0.01 0.01 meter over 0. Kelvin plus 0.15 sorry 0.006 meter over 0.15 watt per meter Kelvin plus 1 over 10 watt per square meter Kelvin. Ano ang value ng ating R double prime? Anong sagot? Anong sagot? Thermal resistance. Go, padikta.
2.96475964 75255151.
Yan, this is a unit natin. Square meter Kelvin per watts. Then, pakisolve na ang ating overall heat transfer coefficient. That's the reciprocal. So, 1 over 2.964753551 meter square Kelvin per watts. So, our answer would be in watts per square meter Kelvin. Anong sagot? Anong overall heat transfer coefficient natin? 0.3?
296161.
Sorry, isa pa. 0.33
72.
72 96
96.
96 16
96
Tama?
16.
33729616 41. Yeah.
41.
This. Yan. Ito, tama na ba to? Ito sinulat ko? Tama to? So, yan. I hope nakuha nyo siya. So this is how we solve for our heat transfer coefficient, overall heat transfer coefficient, and our thermal resistance. So sino may tanong? Yes po, naka-raise ng hand. Yes po. May concern ulit?
Sir, napabayaan lang po.
Sige lang. So sino may tanong? Nagets to sa pagsosolve ng thermal resistance at paggawa ng thermal circuit? Sige, kung walang tanong, let's proceed sa next. Ang next natin is contact resistance. Ano naman yung contact resistance? Pag sinabi natin contact resistance, ito yung resistance between two surfaces. Di ba? For example, ito. Let's have ito. Balik tayo dito. Yan. Let's say ito. Itong contact surface ng brick at ng glass fiber. Itong part na to. Di ba may contact sila dito? May contact sila dyan. Merong resistance between those contacts kasi syempre hindi naman smooth ang interaction nila or hindi naman smooth yung interface between them kasi solid at solid yan. So there would be, makaiba sila ng roughness, yung surfaces nila, makaiba ng roughness. So ibig sabihin, there will be gaps between them. There will be gap between them para it's either yung gap na yun na-fill in with air or lalagyan natin ng ibang material, let's say epoxy or lagyan natin ng Vulcasil, something like that, di ba? Yung mga surfaces natin na magkadikit, meron niya ng gaps, may mga gaps between them. Kasi again, hindi perfect yung surface natin. Hindi perfect because of their different roughnesses. Different surfaces sila and meron mga gaps, may mga gaps between them. So yung gaps na yon ay merong contact resistance. Yung pagitan na yon, may kino-consider din tayong thermal resistance doon. And ano yon? You can refer to page 36. Yan yung mga thermal resistance ng mga solid to solid interfaces. Let's say, for example, kung mapapansin nyo dyan, silicon chip daw, yung silicon chip, ang katabi niya ay lapped aluminum. So, pag may interaction or meron silang interaction nga, yung solid, yung silicon chip at saka yung lapped aluminum, meron yung siwang or meron yung gap between them. And yung gap na yun daw ay merong air. So, since meron tayong gap na air or meron tayong air sa pagitan nilang dalawa, we can consider or mag-a-add tayo ng thermal resistance na 0.3 to 0.6 10 to the 4th. Nagigets? Mag-a-add tayo ng 0.3 to 0.6 times 10 to the 4th na resistance. Kapag sinabi sa tanong na ang interaction ay silicon chip at saka lapped aluminum na may air sa pagitan or filled with air yung gap nila because of different surfaces, because of different surface roughness. So, ganun din kung naman aluminum at saka aluminum, dalawang aluminum, yung gap sa pagitan nilang dalawa ay nilagyan ng indium foil, merong indium foil, then mag-a-add tayo ng thermal resistance na 0.07 square meter Kelvin per watt. So, yun. Yan yung, itong table na to, you will use this kapag may mga contact surfaces. Kapag sinabi sa tanong na ganun yung material, ganun yung interaction between two materials. So let's have the example para mas clear. Yung example 3.2 page 37. A stained silicon chip and an 8 mm thick aluminum substrate are separated by a 0.02 mm thick epoxy joint. The chip and substrate are each 10 mm on a side, and their exposed surfaces are cooled by air. And which is a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius and provides a convection coefficient of 100 watt per square meter Kelvin. If the chip dissipates, ito po ay 10 to the fourth. Paki-correct sa manual. If the chip dissipates 10 to the fourth, 10 to the fourth watt per square meter, under normal conditions, will it operate below a maximum allowable temperature of 90 degrees Celsius? Yan. So, una, establish tayo ng known. Sige, mag-known tayo for this problem. Known is, ano yung known natin? Thickness of the substrate, of aluminum substrate. Then, ano pa? Air temperature. Binigay din ng air temperature. And its convection coefficient. Yeah. Ay, sorry. Coefficient. Yan. Then, anong hinahanap natin? Hinahanap natin is the chip temperature. TC. Ano yung, ito ba yung mismong hinahanap? Ang hinahanap kasi, oo, hinahanap natin yung chip temperature TC. Tinatanong sa tanong kung ba kaya bang mag-dissipate, ang sabi dito, kaya bang mag-dissipate ng heat na 10 to the fourth watt per square meter kung ang temperature or kung ang chip temperature natin is 90 degrees Celsius. Yun yung tinatanong. So, kapag ang na-solve natin ay below 90 degrees Celsius, ibig sabihin, pwede siyang mag-operate or pwede mag-operate at 90 degrees Celsius yung ating chip. Kaya niya mag-provide ng ganun kalaking heat na 10 to the 4th watts per square meter. Pero kung mas malaki sa 90 degrees Celsius yung masosolve natin, then that means hindi feasible, hindi pwedeng hindi kaya mag-dissipate ng 90 degrees Celsius ng ganun kalaking heat. So, yun. Let's have the schematic diagram. I hope you're getting the point, Again, ang itinatanong, kapag ba 90 degrees Celsius, kaya niya mag-provide ng 10 to the 4th watt per square meter? Kapag lumabas sa ating value na sa sinold natin ay mas mababa, then oo, ibig sabihin kaya ng 90 degrees Celsius. Pero pag lang lumabas ay mas mataas sa 90 degrees Celsius, ibig sabihin, hindi enough yung ganong temperature, hindi enough at that temperature mag-function yung ating chip. So, yan. So, let's analyze yung schematic diagram. Binigyan na tayo agad ng schematic diagram sa problem. So, let's draw it. This is your chip, your silicon chip. Then, ito yung epoxy mo. Ito yung space between chip and aluminum. Nilagyan daw ng epoxy. Then, ito yung aluminum substrate mo. This is 8 mm. Then, kung mapapansin nyo, ito daw side is insulated. Kung mapapansin nyo, perfectly insulated yan based sa diagram. May matuldok-tuldok. So, ibig sabihin, walang heat transfer on the sides. So, ibig sabihin, yung chip daw, merong QC, heat flux yan. Heat flux, binigay sa atin 10 to the 4th na heat flux. Then, ito Q1. Ito, Q2. Q heat flux. Yan. Again, guys, itong taas na part is your silicon chip at ang nasa baba part is aluminum. Since silicon chip at aluminum, yung may contact, mayroong gap sa pagitan nila na nilagyan ng epoxy joint. So, yan. Then, next natin gagawin is withdraw our thermal circuit. So, paano? Ano? Sabi pala may air daw, may air dito, air. Kasi ito, exposed din daw sa air yung kabilang side, which is at 25 degrees Celsius, 100 watts per square meter Kelvin. Yan, pareho, pati yung taas, meron daw. So, i-drawing natin ang thermal circuit. So, let's first have our temperature ng air kasi dito tayo magmumula. In y direction tayo mag-a-analyze. So, temperature ng air at this point. Then, yung temperature ni air papunta kay chip. Papunta sa temperature ni chip, ano yung dadaanan? Temperature ni chip, ano yung dadaanan? That is, yung temperature ni chip. Ay, sorry, that is convection heat transfer kasi air papunta sa surface ni chip. So that is convection heat transfer. So meron tayo ditong 1 over H, let's say H O or H sub 0. Bakit hindi natin i-multiply ng area? Bakit? Kasi heat flux. Heat flux, wala siyang area. Or hindi natin, dinidivide natin kasi siya ng area. So, 1 over HO lang. Then ito yung chip, temperature ni chip. Then next ay dito kay chip daw, sa part ni chip, kung mapapansin nyo, di ba, may heat flux doon. So ibig sabihin dito sa part na to may heat flux na Q, heat flux C or heat flux ni chip. Then merong heat flux 1 at may heat flux 2. Yan. Diyan kay temperature ni chip. Ngayon, next natin, yung part ni chip, may katabing epoxy joint. So, meron tayong resistance ditong epoxy. Ni epoxy or resistance ni epoxy. Then, anong sunod kay epoxy? Yung heat transfer natin from chip papunta kay aluminum. So, we have dito yung L over K ni aluminum. Length ni aluminum at K ni aluminum. Then, itong part ni aluminum, exposed sa air, so siya ay magkakameron ng convection, 1 over H sub 1. Then, ito, yung N, temperature natin. Yung ambient temperature, 2. This is 1. Yan. Nagets ba? Nagets ba yung paggawa ng Nagets nyo ba yung paggawa ng thermal resistance? Again, isa pa ha. Mula kay ambient temperature 1, papunta kay chip, meron tayong convection. Then, yon temperature ni chip. Sa temperature kay chip, meron tayong heat flux C, na heat flux 1 din at heat flux 2. Then from chip, papunta kay aluminum, meron munang resistance. Merong resistance doon ni epoxy. Then, saka tayo maglalagay ng conduction ni chip at saka ni aluminum na LA, L over KAL. Ngayong na kay aluminum na siya, si aluminum naka-expose naman kay air, kaya may 1 over H1. Then, temperature at 2. So, yan yung ating thermal circuit. Next natin gagawin is we do need to have our assumptions. Gawa muna tayo ng assumptions. Assumptions. Ano ang assumptions natin? Based sa problem, di ba? The sides are perfectly insulated. Nakalagay sa problem yan. Yan o, ito, insulated to insulated. Sige, wag na natin sabihin. Alam natin ang sides ay perfectly insulated. Therefore, this would be one-dimensional lang. One-dimensional yung analysis natin. In Y direction. In Y direction. Kasi patayo yung heat. Yung heat flux natin is vertical. So, one-dimensional heat transfer yung assumption natin. And then, ano pa ang need nating assumption? Since nagsusort tayo ng temperature, we assume constant properties. Constant properties because yung K natin, kahit magbago ang temperature, hindi mababago ang value ng ating thermal conductivity ni aluminum. Yan. And then third natin is we neglect radiation. We don't solve for radiation. I-neglect natin si radiation. Negligible radiation. And then we also say a steady state. Steady state, ibig sabihin, hindi nagbabago ang temperature with respect to time. Wala tayong kinoconsider na time, kaya steady state. And we can say no internal heat generation. Yes po, saglit lang. Wala po ako namin. Po, aray, klase ko ngayon. Yeah, so, yan yung assumption natin. Wala ring heat generation. Walang internal heat generation sa surface. Yeah, so okay na tayo sa assumptions. Next is we do need to have the properties. Ano yung mga properties na need nating i-consider? Opo, heat po. Heat transfer. Opo. Properties. So, ano yung mga dating properties? Tingnan sa circuit. Wala tayong value ni RTE, ni resistance ni epoxy. Wala rin tayong property ni aluminum. So, let's search for the property ni aluminum, thermal conductivity ni aluminum at thermal resistance ni epoxy. Ano ang value ng aluminum? Okay, hanap. Aluminum. Familiar kayo dyan. Kasi, aluminum is a metal. So, saan tayo magtitingin na table kapag metal? That's A.1. Table A.1.
237 po.
237. Watts per meter Kelvin. Ito, guys, kung mapapansin nyo, diba, sa table, yung aluminum is marami siyang value. It's merong 300 Kelvin, may 200 Kelvin, may 500 Kelvin, 400 Kelvin, 600 Kelvin. Marami siyang value. So, in this case, pwede kayo magkaiba-iba ng gagamitin thermal conductivity. Basta, you have to make sure that you say at 300 Kelvin. Sabihin nyo dito na yung ginamit nyo ay 237 watt per meter Kelvin at 300 Kelvin. This is from table A.1. Yan. How about, ano ang thermal resistance ni epoxy? Tingnan dun sa table natin kanina. Table sa page 36. Tandaan, tingnan nyo yung basahin ulit yung tanong. Sabi, silicone chip na nakadikit sa aluminum substrate na may epoxy sa pagitan na 0.02 millimeters. So, ano ang value ng thermal resistance? Okay, tingin sa table. Sa page 36, doon titingnan. Page 36. Pamute muna nung isa. Pamute nung isa kung hindi sasagot. Sino ba yon? May naka-open ng mic. Pamute muna, pamute. Anong value?
0.2 to 0.9.
0.2 to 0.9. So, in this case, gamitin natin yung pinakamataas na value. That's 0.9. Tapos guys, tingnan nyo ulit. Tingnan nyo. Siya ay Sabi, naka times 10 to the 4th. Nakalagay times 10 to the 4th. So this is 0.9 times 10 to the 4th. Meter square per Kelvin per meter square Kelvin per watts. Yan. Ito yung ating thermal resistance. Again, guys, tingnan nyo ha. Alam nyo dapat kung saan siya kinuha. Sabi sa tanong, silicon chip na may aluminum substrate na may epoxy na 0.02 millimeters. And explicit siyang sinabi sa table na yon. So let's say this is table 3. Based sa ating book, table 3. Yan. Nakahabol ba? May tanong? Nakakahabol ba? Kung saan nanggaling tong properties? Nakakahabol? Nakikita? Sige. So next, solve na tayo. Analysis. Magso-solve na tayo. Balikan si figure. Kailangan natin, di ba nag-discuss tayo kung paano mag-solve ng energy balance. So mag-energy balance tayo kay chip. Punta tayo dito kay chip. Mag-energy balance tayo dito. And from this diagram, binigay na sa atin kung paano mag-energy balance. Binigay na sa atin. Based from dyan, di ba, energy in equals energy out. Makikita na agad natin that that is QC or the heat flux C is your energy in. Lumalabas is si energy 1 ay si heat flux 1 at si heat flux 2. Diba? Kita, nagagets? Kita na sa diagram. Based sa binigay sa book. Ganyan daw yung energy balance on that part, on that case. Ngayon, ay tingin kayo sa thermal circuit nyo. Tingin kayo sa thermal circuit nyo. Meron ba tayong given? Meron ba tayong given na heat flux C? May given tayong heat flux C? Yung heat flux ni chip, binigyan tayo ng, may given tayo? May given wala. Heat flux ni C. Heat flux ni chip. May given? Tingin sa tanong, basahin ang tanong, basahin ang tanong. Given ba?
10 to the 4th watts over meter
So,
square po ba?
yes, so meron tayong, again na, 10 to the 4th yun, 10 to the 4th watt per square meter equals. O, tingin ngayon sa thermal circuit, tingin sa thermal circuit dito. Si Q sub 1 ay ito. Base sa circuit nyo, ito yan. Itong part na yan, di ba? Yung part na yan si Q sub 1. So, ano ang nangyayari kay Q sub 1? Papunta daw siya, yung arrow natin papunta dito. So, paano natin siya gagawin? Again, your change in temperature. Ano yung mga temperatures na dinaanan niya? That is TC. That is your temperature ni C minus temperature papunta kay ambient 1. Nagigets? Yun. So, ibig sabihin pala, yung ating Q sub 1 na tinutukoy is our convection. Diba? Kasi itong part na to ay yung surface ng chip na exposed sa air. Kaya siya ay T sub 0 minus T sub 1 over, ano yung resistance na doon? Ano yung resistance doon sa part na yun? 1 over H sub O. 1 over H sub O. So, okay na. Yun yung heat flux 1 natin plus heat flux 2. Alin ang heat flux 2? Ang heat flux 2 ay ito. Diba? Yan si heat flux 2. Itong part na to. Itong buong yan. Again, lahat yan nangyayari kay chip. Yan. Yan si heat flux 2. So, mapapansin nyo, dito sa diagram naman natin sa kaliwa, Heat flux 2, syempre, again, i-add natin si resistance, tapos si chip, papunta kay aluminum is conduction, Q conduction, then pag nandito na tayo kay aluminum, expose sa air, Q convection. Kaya meron tayong resistance, Q conduction, Q convection. So, ano ang, again, yung driving potential natin, yung change in temperature, that's TC, minus your ambient temperature sa point 2, ito, all over lahat ng resistances na dinaanan. So, RTE plus, series naman yan. So, LAL over KAL plus 1 over H1. Yan. So, this is our formula based from our heat or our energy balance. Ngayon, meron tayong ambient temperature 1. Air naman siya pareho. So, we have this. Meron tayong H sub O, meron tayong H sub I, which is equal lang din, or H sub 1. Nakuha natin to from properties, given yung length ni aluminum, given yung KAL, makukuha na natin si chip temperature. So, substitute. We have 10 to the 4th watt per square meter equals TC. Our temperature is ng air is 25 degrees Celsius over 1 over H, 1 over, ang H natin is 100 watt per square meter Kelvin plus T sub C minus 25 degrees Celsius all over, resistance natin is 0.9 times 10 to the 4th meters square Kelvin over watts plus ang length ni aluminum is 0.008 meters all over K ni aluminum natin na ginamit is 237 watt per meter Kelvin plus 1 over HI natin is 100 pa din watt per square meter Kelvin. So, unit analysis, alam natin, lalabas na sagot dito is in Celsius kasi Celsius yung ating ambient. So, ano ang TC natin? T sub C. Pakisolve, anong T sub C natin? I-shift solve nyo na lang.
Wala na rin one sa mga sabi. The rest will eliminate. Para maging 2y, dy na agad yun. Du na agad over yun. Wala nang one.
Anong sagot? Chip temperature.
Mas ma-reduce niya. So kaya, madaming possible. At yung sinasabi ni Benny, sinasabi mo dito, pero I am not recommending it. But I don't sabi ko
25.0999.
Paki-double check. Hindi yun yung sagot. Paki-try again. Paki-solve ulit. That's 124.
0.9997886 po.
99978.
786.
Tama to? Tama ba yung sinulat ko?
Aba.
Yeah, so this is your chip temperature. Guys, please solve. Dapat ito din yung lalabas na sagot sa inyo. Or anything malapit dito, 124.999. This is your chip temperature. So from this, ibig sabihin, ang tinatanong, kaya ba mag-operate, 'di ba? Sabi, kaya ba mag-operate ng chip natin kung siya ay at 90 degrees Celsius? If from our solving or from our analysis, sa pagsosolve natin, makakapag-dissipate lang siya ng ganito kalaking heat na 10 to the 4th watt per square meter kung ang temperature ni chip is 125 degrees Celsius. So, ibig sabihin, therefore, hindi niya kayang mag-operate at a temperature of 90 degrees Celsius and below. Hindi niya kayang mag-produce ng heat, hindi niya kayang mag-dissipate ng heat kapag below 90 degrees Celsius. Kasi, para makapag-dissipate tayo ng heat na 10 to the 4th watt per square meter, kailangan ang temperature na is 124 or nearly 125 degrees Celsius. So that can be your comment. Yun yung ilalagay nyo sa comments ngayon. Sabihin nyo that to dissipate heat, a heat of 10 to the 4th watts per square meter, the chip temperature should be 125 degrees Celsius. Therefore, the chip cannot operate below 90 degrees Celsius or even below 125. Yan. So, yan yung ibig sabihin. Hindi kaya mag-dissipate ng heat na ganun kalaki kung hindi 125 degrees Celsius yung chip temperature. So, ibig sabihin, no yung sagot sa tanong. Yan. I think hanggang dito lang muna. Di tayo umabot. Mahaba pa. Yan. Hanggang dito lang muna yung calculation natin or discussion natin about thermal resistances.